thank you very much for having me here. I want to thank Akash and everyone at the Nest for inviting me here, and I'm so happy to see all the incredible work being done here. Congratulations on 4 years of incredible work, and inshallah may you keep doing the wonderful work that you are doing here with all the talented individuals here. So this talk that I'm going to be giving here is an excerpt from one of my TED Talks that I gave in Japan, and it covers the journey of the animation studio and my journey as an artist and an animator. I'm a TED Senior Fellow, so that means I've been attending the TED conferences for a while, the main conference in TED Vancouver, and TED really inspired me at a very early age. As Akash mentioned, I was selected at the age of 20, and I had no idea why I was selected. I couldn't believe it. I was amongst 30 and 40-year-old astrophysicists, entrepreneurs, and incredible mathematicians sharing my work over there. But I'm glad I was selected because that conference pretty much changed my life, because I saw all these amazing people doing incredible things and pursuing their dreams and not letting anything stop them. So when I saw that, that got me started on the journey that I'm on today, which is the purpose of bringing hand-drawn animation to Pakistan. So when I was a child, I obsessed over the way people made animation. It's what inspired me to draw. I spent long hours of my childhood watching animated films by Japan and America. Should I use the mic or just shut it off?
You can try without the mic.
Sure. Can you all hear me fine? You can hear me fine. All right, great. So I spent long hours of my childhood watching animated films by Japan and America. And the films were beautiful. They inspired me at an early age. They told simple stories in fantastical settings, or fantastical stories in simple settings. They helped me see the beauty in the mundane and the tragedy in the beautiful. Now, Pakistan is famous for many things, but hand-drawn animation is not one of them. And it all seemed like a distant dream, yet I always longed to be a part of this magical world of animation. And there is something incredibly beautiful about hand-drawn animation, where everything is drawn by hand, painted by hand. There's no assistance from any technology, computer softwares to get the characters moving, etc., etc. Everything is done by the few people who are working on drawing the film and drawing each individual frame. Now, what does that mean? That means the film never looks obsolete, because the beauty of the lines drawn and painted by the human hand cannot be replicated in today's obsession with computer-generated detail. And not letting the fact that Pakistan had no background in animation stop me, I pursued my desire to make my own animation a reality. I learned the ins and outs of animation however I could. So this is about 80 drawings put together, stitched together to make the characters move. I learned how to storyboard by studying those who came before me. Storyboarding is an integral part of hand-drawn animation, where the director draws each scene and shot that takes place in the film so that the animation team can bring it to life with them. And I keep learning something new and amazing every day. This is a look at what the finished animation looks like once it's colored and painted, the backgrounds are done and then composited together. Through my work with TED, I got to visit incredible animation studios. I got to visit Studio Ghibli, which is Hayao Miyazaki's animation studio. For anyone familiar with Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki, their most famous film is the Academy Award-winning Spirited Away. So I got to learn a lot there in that visit. I got to share my work with my heroes. I got to share it with Steven Spielberg at the TED conference in 2016. I got to meet some of the greatest living animators. This is an ex-Disney animator called Andreas Deja. He's worked on Beauty and the Beast. He's worked on The Lion King. All the Disney films that you can think of that were a part of your childhood, this man worked on them. And when I met them, I poured my heart out about how much I love animation and how I want to learn everything that I can. So I began to further develop Shishagar, or The Glass Worker, a coming-of-age story about two children from separate walks of life. One, an apprentice glass blower learning from his father in their glass shop, the other a gifted violinist struggling to find her own unique voice on the instrument. And the film will follow both characters through their formative years as the growing threat of war strains their relationship. Now, in American animation studios, studios like Disney, studios like Pixar, the animation process is extremely collaborative. You have a writer, a separate director, a separate storyboard artist, and a separate character designer working together to create the storyboards and scenes for the film. In Japanese animation studio, it is much more personal. It is expected of the director to draw their own storyboards and guide the rest of the team to execute their vision. Since this style of animation is what fascinated me ever since I got into this field, I based all my work around it. My co-conspirators and I began to build our team to make this animation a reality. And the thing that kept driving me was that Pakistan is full of so much potential and has so many gifted young artists. What if we were to bring those artists under one roof? We searched for like-minded creatives and spread the word by holding workshops in art schools and universities about what we wanted to achieve. We found some exceptional artists in Malaysia. This is a segment of our Malaysian team. And of course, Pakistan. People like me who were obsessed with animation and did everything they possibly could to pursue it. We also found some unexpected talent. We found a gifted doctor who longed to be part of animation but never thought she would get a chance to pursue it in Pakistan because Pakistan has no hand-drawn animation industry. But now she's one of our lead animators. We found a dentist who dreamt of one day working in an animation studio in Japan, but she had to put that dream aside because it was just not possible in Pakistan. She's on the animation team as well. We found people willing to drop out of universities and leave their successful careers because animation is what they truly loved. We jokingly call these people our diamonds in the rough. But what truly moved me was when our office attendant, the young man in charge of cleaning, started leaving hidden drawings and sculptures in the studio. Eventually, when we found out it was him and asked him why he didn't come to us directly, he told me that he was embarrassed and he didn't know how everyone would react. But he's now part of our animation team as well. The love for animation is what brought us all together. Against all odds, we began to form the very first hand-drawn animation studio in Pakistan, Mano Animation Studios. So how does one make a hand-drawn animated film in a country with absolutely no background in hand-drawn animation? The truth is, because there is no industry in Pakistan, there are no rules. And because there are no rules, there are no restrictions. So we seized the moment and we took everything into our own hands. We set a Kickstarter goal of $50,000 to make a few minutes of animation, to make a pilot of animation. I'm sure all of you are familiar with Kickstarter. You know how difficult it is for projects to get funded. I was extremely nervous when we were doing the Kickstarter because we're a Pakistani hand-drawn animation studio. Why would anybody believe in what we wanted to do? So I was even nervous about the $50,000 goal. But after speaking with the team, we just decided on that number. I wanted to go for $25,000. Even that seemed like too much money. But we managed to make more than double our funding goal. We made $116,000. We became one of the highest animation Kickstarters ever, which was absolutely incredible and not bad for a bunch of nobodies from Pakistan. We were covered by various news outlets from all over the world: Forbes, Wired, the Creators Project, IGN, Konbini, TED, because of my connection with TED. That was a plug from TED. But still, we were covered by TED, which was amazing. And I guess people were just able to see the enthusiasm and sentiment behind the project, because this really is a passion project, a love letter to hand-drawn animation. Today it's my pleasure to debut some footage for the animation here at the session today. And Japanese animation is what inspired me to become an animator. So when I shared this with Japan and the fact that they liked it and are now helping guide and mentoring me on taking the whole project forward, I'm very, very grateful. And I'd love to share some of the animation with you now. So this is entirely done in Pakistan. This was a pilot to show the animation studios what we're capable of, what we can do, and I hope you enjoy it. Check the audio. Yeah.
Vincent, इसको ऊपर रख के आओ। गिराना मत।
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So those are the first 2 minutes of the animation. The film that we're working on, because everything is drawn by hand, will take a few more years to complete. But now with the guidance of the people who are mentoring me, I think inshallah we'll do a pretty good job, and I'm excited to share the finished film with you once it's done. But building an entirely new industry in Pakistan or in any place in the world is not easy, and completing this film will be a long and difficult journey. But I feel the team we have formed is crazy enough to go on that journey. And you're probably asking yourselves right now why I chose to start an animation studio in Pakistan, to make hand-drawn animation in a country with no hand-drawn animation industry. Well, so many people leave Pakistan and leave this country because they feel there is more opportunity abroad, that things are simply better abroad. And while I won't deny that, I don't subscribe to that ideology. What about the people back home who have the talent to accomplish remarkable things but have never gotten the opportunity? And if you are in a position to give those people an opportunity, is it not your responsibility to do so? I could have easily worked in Japan and somehow made this film there. That's why I went in the summer of 2015 to figure out how I could do it there. But after seeing their infrastructure, seeing everything, and seeing how humble their work environment was, that really inspired me. And it was almost like a wake-up call that why are we not doing this back home? There's a saying that I really love, which is bloom where you are planted. We want children in Pakistan to grow up knowing that if they enjoy art, and specifically if they enjoy hand-drawn animation, there's a place they can come and work, not so far away, where that passion will be appreciated and encouraged. We want to one day make an animation academy to teach animation to these aspiring artists, to give them hope that they can accomplish their dreams and that all they need to do is take the first step. With this film in our studio, we hope to lay the foundation for artists in Pakistan to come and work on beautiful works of art that they can be proud of and inspire others to one day tell their own stories the way the animation I grew up watching still continues to inspire me. Thank you.